It's the 19th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. The war on terror has been a dominant theme of American foreign policy for the last 19 years. And this latest Hill-HarrisX poll shows that most Americans don't think it has actually made us decidedly safer than we were before 9/11, safer from terrorism. The plurality, 47%, are saying that things are about the same. The level of safety is about the same. And 18% are saying it's less safe. We're less safe than we were before, with only a third, 35%, saying more safe. So, we've spent who knows how many billions of dollars and how many lives in the war on terror. And we kind of haven't really moved the needle a lot. Well, I think once you start digging into the crosstabs, you see some relatively interesting phenomenon. I would direct people actually to look at party ID first. We see a majority of Republicans in this poll saying that the country is more safe. That makes sense, as Republican administrations have really made the war on terror much more of a central focus of their administrations, particularly the George W. Bush administration, whereas Democrats have not really prioritized it in the same way. Also, Republicans tend to be more focused on security and the idea of protecting us from terrorism than Democrats. It's a greater priority with Republicans. And then I think also there's just the whole question about what do we actually mean by terrorism. When we talk about it in the context of September 11th, I think most people think of being attacked by people outside of the United States. But I think among Democrats, and particularly among minority Democrats, there's increasing fear of domestic terrorism, of right-wing extremists. And we've certainly seen a number of instances in the last decade and a half of right-wing extremists, committing mass casualty events that lead Democrats to actually, and particularly minority Democrats, to feel a little less safe than they might have otherwise. 9/11 was certainly a tragedy as an event, but I think it is also a bit of a signpost in a change of mindset among Americans. Americans went from the Clinton era of being sort of very inward focused, but also very sort of optimistic that, America was strong and we were sort of untouchable and that everything was great, basically, to a much more anxious, security-oriented mindset after 9/11. And that's really sort of, I think, held through for the decades after that. I think it's too early to tell about how the coronavirus pandemic will again sort of reset America, but I would not be surprised if we see yet another sort of change in orientation, potentially more towards health security. So, how we're all wearing masks now, I think that kind of behavior is going to be sustained over time. Health check behavior is going to be sustained over time. And a lot of that, I think, is going to end up getting sort of built into society, much in the way the security apparatus was built into society after 9/11. But I think it's too early to tell exactly which ones of these changes are going to stick and which ones of them may go away once people are able to hopefully, get on with their lives again. But, this is, I think, as you pointed out, there's almost 200,000 Americans who've died. We've endured the worst economic contraction since the Great Depression. Like, these are the kind of events that alter the trajectory of American history. I think we're just too soon to really know in what direction.